My topic of the presentation is the hidden burden that most people carry recessive disease mutations. In this presentation, we're going to analyze a research article on the topic of recessive mutations. The goal of the experiment: most genetic disorders that result in sterility or childhood death are caused by recessive mutations, DNA sequence variants that are harmless when a person carries only one copy, but when a person carries two copies, it can cause devastating diseases such like cystic fibrosis. Recessive disease mutations are much more common than those that are harmful, even in a single copy, because such dominant mutations are more easily eliminated by natural selection. Previous efforts to estimate the number have relied on studies of disease in children born to related parents, but this method mixed up the effects of genetics and socioeconomic factors. That's why lead author uh, Zia Gao and her team decided to think of an unbiased way to estimate the numbers. Course of the um, experiment relies on the fact that Hetherites, a religious community that was settled at North America in the 1870s, keep medical records and live a communal lifestyle that ensures uniform access to healthcare and food. Co-author Carl Ober of the University of Chicago has worked with a group of them from South Dakota for two decades, studying genetic contributions to disease using large 13 generation family tree that traces the ancestry of more than 1,500 living people. Molly Prevorsky, a population geneticist at Columbia University, realized that this ancestry tree could be used to estimate the number of recessive disease mutations cured by a group of founders in the uh, in the 18th and 19th century. This was possible because of Ober's team had compiled comprehensive records of the frequency of disorders and the causes of sterility and childhood death in the study of the population. The results of the experiment, the team estimated that there were around uh, three mutations of this type for every five people among the original founders, but only counts mutations that allow children carrying two copies to survive at birth. Based on estimates of the proportion of recessive mutation that cause that during fetal development, the team concluded that each founder carried approximately 1 to 2 recessive mutations that cause sterility or death before adolescence. This number is probably lower than the real average for most population, but it is in the right ballpark, said Gale. Most importantly, unlike previous estimates, it is unaffected by socioeconomic factors. Gale explained that isolated founder populations, uh, like those in the study, are expected to have fewer harmful recessive mutations than the general population, which is one of the several reasons why we expect a slightly higher number than 1 to 2 mutations on average. This number also excludes recessive mutations carried on the sex chromosomes. Thank you for my presentation.